So Latto recently did her Coachella show, and she made it a point to go against Nicki Minaj. And Nicki once said, "Go against Nicki, it's gonna cost you." So I just got one motherfucking question: Was it worth it? Let's get into it.
Let's talk about it.
Hey, shawty, come and swing my way. We ain't gotta waste no time now, baby. Put that ass all in my face. I just wanna bump and grind on you, on you, want you on my face, so shawty, come and swing my way.
What's going on, y'all? It's Sky Santana, aka Chi, and we are back to talk about this goddamn bullshit. Because listen, listen. As a resident motherfucking barb, y'all know I just could not mind my motherfucking business when it came to this goddamn shit. And see, I think I should preface this with saying, like, I used to be a Lotto fan. I was. Um, we all know that she came up on the rap game, and honestly, I thought she was whack as hell back then. Okay, I discovered Lotto in 2017, and the way that I discovered her was because yeah, she was on the rap game as a little teenager, whatever. She ended up winning a goddamn show, but then after that, in 2017, and this was a time when like Bad Baby was like popping, had just came out or whatever. Who I am actually a fan of, but around this time, it was a whole lot of beef between Mulatto and some of the girls on the show, the rap game, right? Between her and like I think the girl name is Super Peach, you know, the one that be doing like the fake accent, and then one day she Puerto Rican, next day she Jamaican, next day she, yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. If you don't, bitch, go on TikTok. But that's when Mulatto, okay, because she was going by Mulatto then. That's when she had the beef with Super Peach, but she also had a beef with this girl who I cannot remember her goddamn name. I cannot remember her goddamn name, but I do know that she was like Asian looking, like real pretty looking, but like very Blasian, right? And so the way that I remember fucking being introduced to Mulatto was through this beef because they was both doing diss tracks at the time because you know you trying to prove yourself. Oh, we on the rap game. Oh, like I just won the rap game. Y'all mad that I won. So oh, let me drop a diss track. Let me flex on my skills. Let me flex on y'all. And so I said, oh, this the girl that won the rap game. Okay, I know my mother used to watch that. I wasn't really a fan of the show. Let me go ahead. Let me check the song out. The song was piss poor. 1 out of 10 would highly not recommend. Like it was literally like trash. So I said, hold up. Okay, now let me see who the competition is. Let me see who she's sitting here beefing with. And when I heard that girl song, I fucking fell the fucking love. Like literally fell the fucking love. And I really wish I could fucking remember that bitch's name. I really let me see. Because I need to remember her goddamn name. But the song, when I tell you that the song was everything, the song was motherfucking fire. Like it was called You Got Young Lyric. Young Lyric was her name, right? And she dropped a diss track called You Got Dragged. And it was catchy as hell. Like you got dragged by a 12-year-old. You got dragged by a 12-year-old. And it was catchy as fuck. The video was everything. Like she was going the fuck in on Lotto, like going the fuck in on Lotto, like bars, like literally, like they was punching some girl that was supposed to be Lotto, like it was everything. And the fact that Lotto was like the oldest out of all them kids and had one, and then your diss track is whack, and then you got this little girl that's only 12 years old, and then her shit is fire and it's catchy. I'm like, oh nah, oh nah. So from the beginning, I did not see it for Lotto. I did not. And I watched that she, you know, because I thought she was going to get stuck in the whole reality TV because y'all know how they fucking do it. Like when you get on reality TV, it's like, oh, you kind of get boxed in. You kind of become like a Rashida, like a Jocelyn Hernandez. Like people don't really take you seriously because it's just like, oh, we know you from reality TV. Even if it is a competition show, it's like you're not mainstream, right? So I wasn't really expecting much from any of these girls, but Votto, definitely not. And definitely not after that fucking diss track. But kept going, kept releasing new music or whatever. She getting older, she becoming more raunchier. You know, I started noticing, okay, now she's starting to curse in her songs. Okay, now she got a boob job, she got a butt job. Now she got, you know, a song with Trina. Trina hopped on a remix to Queen of the South. And it's like, okay, you started seeing her form as an artist, right? And so I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan then, but I was like, okay, she got a couple of pops. Da, 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 da. Then we get to album time, 777. And I'm so into spirituality, so into angel numbers, all of that. Check out Alana Souls, but so into all of that. And so noticing, okay, she Alana herself with 777. She knows something about spirituality, kind of piqued my interest. Then the songs that she dropping, now that she raunchy, now that she of age, it's like, okay, this shit is about. Let's see where the fuck this shit go. Then she started releasing some massive ass bops, and I was like, okay, I'm a fan now. I'm a fan now. I fuck with the music. We're gonna see where the fuck this goes. 777 dropped. I fell in love with the album. It was on repeat. Listen, I mean, it was a couple of albums that was on repeat, if not playlist. But then once that lady, listen, once that lady dropped her album, everything shut the fuck down. And that is around the time when I stopped listening to 777 because it was a cute little vibe for spring 2022, but it literally came and went. Like again, once Beyonce dropped her album, it was over for everybody. And so it was over for me with Latto's album. But it was what the fuck it was, right? And you know, you have your people that'll be like, oh, colorism, and why Isaiah Banks ain't on top, why Normani not on top, why da, 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 da. And then I'm like, why is Latto not on top? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, because we understand that colorism is a real thing. We know that colorism is out there. We know that people benefit from colorism, but it's just like, when Latto gonna benefit from it? Like, when the fuck is Latto gonna benefit from the fucking colorism? Because literally her career was stagnant. It wasn't going anywhere. And mind you, right before she dropped the fucking album, she came out and said some shit like, oh, there was somebody on the album track list that basically propositioned her for sex and was like, I'm not doing a record unless like you fuck me or whatever, right? And so that went around. She refused to name drop the person. I'm like, oh, that's a little weird because like it to me, it automatically gave like, oh, okay, this is promo for the fucking album. Because if you really felt the way, especially in the day and age of, oh, like, you know, the Me Too movement and, you know, like, in the age of women, okay, and women are being empowered and women coming out and speaking out and shit, it's like, you have this album. You've been waiting forever for your chance to have this album. And this person sexually propositions you, right? I don't think it was assault. I don't think anything further happened, but they do this. And as you're on your promo tour, you're making it a point to bring up this information, yet the fans are now going to your album track list. And we all speculating like, oh, is it Wayne? Is it, you know, that little ugly boy? I can't even think of his fucking name right now, but the little ugly boy. And be like, okay, which one is it? It can't be Wayne because Wayne, we never know him to be like that, but like legit people are literally fucking speculating like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Because this is sexual, you know, sexual assault that we're talking about. It's like, that's a big fucking thing, but yet you chose to leave him on the album. That's when I started like looking at her like a little like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Because this person supposedly did this thing to you, but yet they're still on the album. And I don't really hear you saying like, oh, he's only on the album because it was too late by then. And but even then, I feel like even if it was too late and label said no, don't come out about some type of sexual assault in the era of Me Too and then not do nothing about it. Like you just saying, like you literally just talking without naming names. And I feel like if you're gonna mention shit like that, then let's put a name to it. Let's put a face to it. Like let's, you know what I'm saying? But it just felt to me like promo for the album to help push the album sales. Because this was also the first time that she was releasing a quote unquote album. And now we live in a day and age where people will drop multiple fucking projects, but unless they call it an album, it's not an album. Which makes no fucking sense to me because there is a clear difference between mixtape and album and EP. And mixtapes used to be unfinished work, you know, usually a famous DJ promoting it, you know, hella radio drops and Funk Master Flex and, you know, DJ heavy hitters. And like it, like you could tell the difference between mixtapes and albums. Nowadays, people are dropping full length fucking albums and calling it mixtapes when they shit don't sell. And so that was another thing that perplexed me about Latto because I'm looking at her discography and I'm like, you probably on your like second or third album by this point, but okay. So between the album promo run with her talking about being sexually assaulted, and then between the fact that it's an album, but it's really a second album, like I was already like, but again, I still listened to the album, streamed that shit until that lady's album came out. Then you fast forward, then we get to the point of the Grammys, right? And I just feel like anytime Nicki speaks, anytime she breathes, it's going to be an issue. It's always going to be an issue. It's always going to be something because I'm very into astrology, like all of that. So Nicki has Pluto or Scorpio in her 10th house, but nonetheless, Pluto's ruler is Scorpio. Scorpio's ruler is Pluto. So it's still the same goddamn thing. And Pluto, Donald Trump, hell, Scott Santana, okay, I think maybe Kanye, like Kim Kardashian, all have Pluto or Scorpio within their 10th house. And 10th house represents career, legacy, your image to the public, right? Who you are in your career, the image that people see, what people think of you, right? And Scorpio energy is very intense. It's life or death. It's transformation. It's very hot in your face. It's very attention grabbing. It's all about extremes and dualities, but it's also about like, I either extremely love you or extremely hate you. And all of those people that I mentioned, Nicki, Donald Trump, Kim Kardashian, Scott Santana, either you love or hate, but yet you cannot keep your attention off of them. Even if you try not to, somehow they make their way to just be attention without being the center of attention purposely. Like, there's that. And so anytime Nicki has gotten into it, it's always been because of some type of scandal, which is another thing that follows people with Scorpio and Pluto within their 10th house, right? So that basically explains everything that Nicki is going through between Cardi, between the Barbs, between her husband, between whatever. Like anytime there's a scandal with Nicki, it's like, okay, something's going on with her 10th house. It's probably a Pluto or Scorpio transit. Okay, like it's to be expected, right? And 9 times out of 10, she's not wrong. No matter how wrong y'all try to make her look, and she's not fucking wrong. Because another thing about Scorpio in 10th house is a lot of the times it's like volcano eruption, right? Like, you know, those people who just kind of shit happens, and you stay silent until it's time to go the fuck off. And then when you go the fuck off, it's like, oh, now I'm the villain. Oh, now I'm the like, but it's like you push me to this point. And so that a lot of that is what was happening with Nicki throughout her entire fucking career. So we get to this point now where it's like, okay, I'm trying to put in my shit for the Grammys. Mind you, her whole fucking whatever this is supposed to be with this new album. Because we got a couple of singles at the top of the year. Lackluster, if you ask me. Still a Barb, though. Still a Barb, I just miss Roman. But we got a couple of singles at the top of the year. And then the promo run was all over the place. I mean, it was supposed to be for the album, then it wasn't. And then she was announcing shit, then it wasn't. Then we still ain't get a documentary, just like we still ain't got the visuals from that lady. Like, or album from that other lady. Like... But we get to the point where Super Freaky Girl has been released. Not my favorite fucking song, but okay. Super Freaky Girl has been released. It's doing crazy numbers. And Nicki wants to send that in for Grammy consideration. She sends it in. And then there's this whole controversy because, again, what did I say? Scorpio, 10th house, Pluto, 10th house, center of attention. And it also rules power. Scorpio rules power. Scorpio is literally like not meant to be like 9 to 5. It's like you are the boss, you are the manager, you are the boss, CEO, head bitch in charge, right? And you have that power, and it just comes to you naturally. And people cannot understand why you have that power, and they either gravitate towards you and are in awe of it, or they want it and they want to take it from you, right? They want to leave you powerless, right? And even though this ain't the Trump supporting channel, say what you want. But again, like I said, Nicki, Trump, Kardashian, all of who I said, all have power that you cannot deny. Whether you like it or not, all have power that you cannot deny and have massive fucking influence. And so with influence and power, like I said, there will be people that do not automatically comply to that. There are people that are in confusion. There are people that are jealous. There are people that are envious. There are people that will want to take you down naturally. And so the Grammys and the Grammy board and fans alike use this opportunity to try and take Nicki down. Now, I don't remember exactly what the fuck all happened at that point in time. I just know Nicki's song, she tried to like put it in one category. They called it out for something that they should have also called other people out for, but they didn't. And so Nicki tweeted something in regards to that, basically like, yo, if you gonna call me out, let's call out the class. Like, don't have me be the only one in front of the class as the, you know, the comp genius monkey. Like, no, baby, let's call out the entire fucking class, because also this song right here should not be da-da-da-da-da, right? Again, do not fucking quote me such a long fucking time ago. Don't remember the facts 100%. Well, remember the facts, but don't remember it 100% verbatim. But that's what the fuck it was. Never necessarily called out Latto herself. It was more so of, hey, like, you saying my shit not pop or my shit not hip hop or whatever the fucking controversy was. But it was also like, listen, if you're going to treat Super Freaky Girl away, let's also treat Big Energy a certain way. And let's also mention the fact that like the shit probably wouldn't really chart unless Mariah didn't do the remix. Like, let's keep it real. And so obviously That is when Latto clapped back, the fans got involved, and then that's when that whole discrepancy started between Latto and Nicki. And then that's when I really had to look at Latto like, okay, now, all right, now, bitch. And then shit gets messier, shit gets messier, shit gets messier. Of course, people are like, oh, Nicki, why you always getting into it with girls? Mind you, it wasn't it like some type of Queens remix where she was trying to help put on other people or whatever, other young female rapper, whatever. And, you know, Latto got into it, started calling her, oh, super freaky grandma. And then it was just this big whole thing. But that is like literally when and where the whole beef and controversy between Latto and Nicki started. And so just watching it unfold, it was just like, okay, this is crazy. This is fucking crazy because literally we've watched it time and time again. Nicki will get close to these girls and then something will happen. The fans will either get in the way or bitches will start feeling themselves or Nicki will just peep game like, because again, also Scorpio, very psychic energy. And when you have that in your 10th house, literally, and it works for everybody, where you got Scorpio and where you got Pisces, that is your intuition. That is your intuition. Okay. That is your intuition. Wherever you have Pisces and Scorpio in your chart, that is your intuition. So if you have Scorpio in your 10th house, you just know business, you just know career, you just know how to make power moves, all of that. But that is where you peep game, right? Or if you have like Scorpio in your like 2nd house, you just understand money, right? Or if you have like Scorpio in like your 7th house, you just understand relationships. You see beyond the veil that people present to you. Like, you know how they say like people present a representative when you meet them? If you have Scorpio 7th house, you see through that facade. Or if you have like a Scorpio moon, you see people's real emotions, their real intent, their real thoughts. If you have a Scorpio Mercury, when people speak to you, you know the intention behind their words. So on and so forth, you fucking get the point. So a lot of these situations between Nicki and these upcoming girls has been like, again, like they act like they're the biggest fan, this, that, and the third, and then something that happened on Nicki will people like, oh, this on some opportunist type shit. And the more and more that fucking came out with this situation, that's what it was given. Because eventually it gets to a point where we hear audio or messages or something like that because Latto was apparently recording her. And then, long story short, that's just when I started fucking with Latto. Okay, as soon as she started calling her super freaky grandma and went from a fan to her biggest hater, and soon as she dropped them receipts where they were still in good standing, I think like Latto was trying to get like a feature from Nicki or some shit like that, and Nicki wasn't responding, or Nicki was like trying to like tell her in a nice way without telling her like, bitch, that shit is whack. Like it's like I think Latto sent like a beat to Nicki, and Nicki was like, is there something else? Like, you know, and Latto kind of, you know, like it's like that's my biggest fan, and you know, I mean not my biggest fan, but that's my biggest idol, and I've been wanting to work with her, and like so maybe Latto felt slighted. I don't fucking know. But for it to be a moment of generosity and then you taking that and recording it and then uploading online to shade her and use against her. And now you go from being the biggest fan to the biggest fucking enemy. It's like, all right, I really see you for your works. And ever since then, I have not seen it for Latto. I have not seen it for Latto. And so we watched his Latto rode that wave of big energy, rode that wave of the big energy Mariah Carey, right? Rode that wave, rode that wave, rode that wave. And it gets to a point where Latto, it's time to drop another single. Mind you, again, album just fucking came out last year, okay, in spring. And we already top of the year or last of the year dropping a brand new fucking single because it's like, oh, that's what's working. Because she putting out other shit that is not working. Put out a song about pussy, trying to capitalize off the pussy movement again. Another reason why I'm looking at her like, really? Because you're the same person that just said, you know, a couple of months ago that somebody was trying to sexually assault you before they got on the song with you. And then now pussy is power. And now you're trying to capitalize off the movement. But yet when you had the time to speak, you was talking, but you wasn't really saying nothing. Because again, we still didn't get names. Like we kind of assumed maybe it was Kodak because he ugly and creepy and weird. But we still didn't get a face to the, you know what I mean? Like we still didn't. But now you putting out these trap songs. None of this shit is sitting. So you decide, okay, it's time for me to put out another fucking pop record, right? Big Energy did well. Okay, let me put out Big Energy Pop 2, Part 2. Because that's literally what the fuck it sounded like. Let me put out Big Energy Part 2. And that's what the fuck she did. Got a single to get on the hook or whatever. It was catchy, but it wasn't really a good song. And it was more about the fucking hook of the song. But shit is going. Shit is going. Shit is going. So we fast forward to a point, because mind you, it's been months of subtweeting and shade between both of them. And of course, as per usual, it's like people will poke at Nicki, but then when she subtweets and shades and does her queen radio shit, then it's a fucking issue, right? We have Ice Spice that's blowing up everywhere. Oh, that nigga's a munch. She in her mood. They end up getting into it. I don't know if Ice Spice ever said anything to her. I mean, I know that there was a TikTok going around of like Ice Spice playing Nicki's verse with Gucci Mane or whatever, and people were trying to say that was a sub towards Latto. But Latto clearly shaded that girl, because before Ice Spice blew the fuck up, and before Ice Spice started really associating with Nicki, Latto was a fan of Ice. Singing her songs, rapping her songs, posting about her, was a fucking fan. And then we get to a red carpet and somebody interviews Latto and ask her if she knows the song, or ask her to finish the song, like that nigga a munch, and then to finish the song. And now all of a sudden you don't know, but yet you was in this girl's DMs, like rapping her songs and this, that, and the third, but now you don't know the words to her song. And so everybody clocked that and was like, oh, this bitch is being shady. So now it's something between them two. Like I said, over the months, nothing but shade, nothing but subtweets, this, that, and the third. So now we get to a point where Ice Spice has really blown up, caught the attention of Nicki. They dropped a Princess Diana remix. And Princess Diana is a song that made me turn into a fan with Ice. Princess Diana and also In Her Mood is what made me like really sold me on Ice, because I was with Munch and the little SpongeBob song, I wasn't really feeling it. But when In Her Mood and that other shit dropped, I was like, okay. Now this shit is fire. This shit right here is fucking fire. Because before that, I was not really seeing it for her like that. I wasn't. Like, I didn't get the hype, like, especially like the drill shit, because that's not a New York sound. Like, the drill shit is not New York sound. And then now in 2023, it's like, okay, now everybody wants to be into the whole drill shit and da-da-da-da. And I just listening to Ice, it was like, okay, you rap real lazy, you rap real lackadaisical, like you rap like you don't care. So I don't care. But after listening to more and more of the album and then hearing it in, Cohesion and in Hamoud and Princess Diana, I was like, okay, I fuck with it. Like, I get it. Like, you really do rap like you don't care. But you know what? Now I'm a care, because I get it. I fucking get it. So Ice is at the point of popularity. We have her combining with Nicki for this album. Well, not album, but for this fucking video, Princess Diana, the remix. That fucking comes out. Then we also got Coachella going on, which nobody fucking knew about. Like, it was not being talked about. Like, I feel like if it wasn't Beyonce there, then nobody really truly give a fucking damn. But we started getting all of this news about fucking Coachella because we started hearing about how Latto is there performing her set. And mind you, it's all over Twitter. Like, they blasting clips of her doing her little performance or whatever, performing new songs. And some of it is cute. We like, oh, she taking pages from Beyonce. Oh, she has, background dances and shit and whatnot now. And so we all looking like, okay, this is cute. And then there's one fucking clip that fucking surfaces. So, says Latto seemingly comes to Nicki Minaj during fiery Coachella performance. Latto has seemingly taken some shots at Nicki Minaj on an unreleased song, which she premiered at Coachella. The new track comes after Latto and the Pink Print rapper engaged in a vitriolic Twitter spat last year, which stemmed from the latter's frustration that Super Freaky Girl was deemed a pop rather than a rap song by the Grammys. But Latto's big energy was... See, I know what the fuck I was talking about. I may not have remembered the goddamn names with the Bible, but I knew what the fuck I was fucking talking about. But the article fucking says, I have no problem being moved out of the rap category as long as we are all being treated fairly. If Super Freaky Girl has 2 billion views, moved out rap, then so does Big Energy, Nicki tweeted, referring to the Atlanta rap rookie's multi-platinum single. Latto ultimately responded by tweeting, damn, I can't win for losing all these awards, noms, I can't even celebrate, which led to the two taking personal shots at each other. And mind you, when you go back to that, it was not a shot ever at Latto. It was about business. Again, Scorpio, 10th house of career. I'm talking about the music, baby. Y'all keep saying, let's keep it in music. Nicki kept it in music. Like, I'm talking about the song. We're talking about business. We're not talking about personal feelings. Who like who? Ain't nobody talking about how fat your ass is. Ain't nobody talking about whether or not you ugly or pretty. We simply talking about the business. This is the music business. And then y'all hate when the musicians talk business. And y'all want to take it personal. Like, that's the one thing that I will never fucking understand. It's like, you have the food industry, you have the baseball industry, the sports industry, you got the makeup industry, you have the library books industry. Like, you have all of these fucking industries, including Hollywood with the movie and the TV and the reality TV industry. But yet, when it comes to music, it's off limits from critique and it's deemed as a personal attack. I understand artists are sensitive about this shit. I'm a fucking artist. I'm sensitive about my shit, but you are not above reproach or above review or critique simply because you're a fucking musician. And damn sure not if it's about the business part. Like, nobody said your song is whack. We said, listen, if my shit is a certain category, then so is yours because it's under the same goddamn shit. But nonetheless, Latto ultimately responded by tweeting, damn, I can't win for losing. Oh, I'm repeating it. All these awards nominations I can't even celebrate, which led to the two taking personal shots at each other. Now, on a new track, which she premiered on her performance at the Indio California Festival on Sunday, April 16th, Latto spit, bitches acting like they running shit, they really ran through. And she thought I would kiss her ass, she mustn't take her meds. Now, one more time. Bitches acting like they running shit. They really ran through. She thought I would kiss her ass. She must ain't take her meds. Now, if memory serves me fucking correct, because see, this is why people are on Twitter dragging Latto's ass now, because it's like, in one form, I get it. Like, oh, I'm not about to kiss your ass. I'm not about to be all up on your dick. Like, I'm not about to, I get it. But then at the same time, at one point you were. At one point you were. At one point you were a barb. So let's not try and redo history because at one point you were. Let me continue. So at the end of the track, Latto had more words for her unnamed rival. We don't need to name it. Rapping, say she got a problem, imaginary smoke. Bitch, you set us up, then put it on the flow. Now, mind you, if you go to Twitter right now, you can see cover art for the new song. If you go to Twitter right now, let me see if I can bring that shit up. Because all Nicki really got to do is play You Got Dragged by Young Lyric. Like, girl, you was like 6 years older than this girl, and you literally got dragged lyrically by this girl. You put out a diss track and lost. Like, we know your material, girl. We know your material. We know your material. We've seen your material. We've seen it. But if you go and just Google, this is the fucking cover art right here. This is the fucking cover art right here. And it's just like, really, bitch? Really? Because at first I thought this was something else. And I was like, oh, this is kind of pretty. Oh, da 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 da. But I didn't know that this is the artwork for the actual fucking diss track. I didn't know that. I had no fucking idea. But it says she then concluded, pussy hoe. Let a bitch know we tired of the subtweets this year. Again, another shot at Nicki, as if she doesn't do the same. But okay. Let's go ahead and get into the... I don't even know y'all could have hit that. Let me replay that because I just realized the shit wasn't even fucking recording. Let me go ahead and run that back. And not too much because we're not giving no other bitch streams. And look at that, 1 million views.
Rip me out the plastic, I've been acting brand new. Bitches acting like they running shit, they really ran through. I spent that 500 before I ever trap you. They thought I was gonna fall off, I hate to bring it bad news. Through so many racks, a bitch can't even see the flow. From Atlanta to LA, the only time I'm back and forth. Cheap niggas make you pick, rich niggas get you both. Got a Bentley to Valet and let that nigga try to ball. Let me come out. Leave the club, sloppy drunk, come home and get my rocks out. Her bitch running south, he trying to see me knock his socks off. Told them bitches meet me at the top. I think they got loud. I'm on go like Chris. She thought I would kiss her ass. She must ain't took a man. Wet shit around my neck and cross her arm and leg. Swear that nigga simple like run it up. Give me run it up. I done it all. Feel like shot it low. Left it to the bank, but shit is not a joke. Say she got a problem. I'm matching their smoke. Bitches said it's off. Then put it on the floor. I done it all. Feel like shot it low. Left it to the bank, but shit is not a joke. Say she got a problem. I'm matching their smoke. Bitches said it's off. Then put it on the floor. I don't know what y'all been. Bet your mans know if you don't, what's happening.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And see, this is where we have a fucking problem because the song isn't bad. The song is not bad. It's not like it's trash. It's not like it's ass. It's a good song. It's a good song. Might even be a fucking hit. Thanks to Nicki's name, might even be a fucking hit. The song is not bad. Like, I would be a hater to sit here and be like, oh, the song is trash, the song is ass, because it's not. It's a cute song. It's a cute song. It's a good song. I like it. But the problem is I don't like her. I don't like Latto. I don't like Scratch Off. And so it's like, what the fuck do we do now? What the fuck do we do now? Because if Nicki responds, then it's, oh, super freaky grandma. If Nicki responds, then it's, oh, you too old. If Nicki responds, it's, oh, you hate black women, you hate female empowerment, like you against all of that, and you about 40 years old, and you need to go ahead and pass the baton and let go of this shit. If Nicki fucking responds, it's not an if, it's a when. When Nicki responds, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want his zilch. I don't want to hear nada. I don't want to hear nothing. Because when Nicki responds, it's going to be lethal. It's going to be deadly. Like, Latto, you yourself were a fan, a super fan. This was your idol. We're talking your idol at a time where she literally ended Lil' Kim's career. Whether y'all would agree, but that's not. She literally ended Queen B's career. Roman's Revenge, Roman in Moscow, Stupid Hoe, like Roman Holiday, like Pink Friday, Roman's Part, like Roman Reloaded. We've seen what Nicki is capable of. Latto, this is cute, but like I asked at the top of the video, like, was it worth going against Nicki? Because, you know, you might get a few streams, you might get a few numbers, and of course you're going to have, you know, the legendary people that are anti-Barb, that do not like Nicki, that's gonna stream it and try to run it up for Latto. But like, at this point in time, it's just like your whole career is literally about this woman. Literally about this woman. And the problem that Latto is having, that I've been noticing for months now, is that she's kind of backed herself into a wall and dug herself into a hole. And what I mean by that is, you had big energy. It was cute, yeah, but it was a sample, so yeah, okay, y'all talk about Saweetie, let's talk about, okay, y'all talk about Saweetie being a simple artist, like, let's not sit and act like, because when it's Saweetie, y'all quick to call it out, oh, it only drives up the number in the sales because it's a sample, it's a famous sample, okay, so let's say the same thing about Latto, but we had big energy, then we had the big energy remix, okay, like it pushed you further than you've ever gone before. Then you release a second song trying to ride off of that pop wave, but yet you supposed to be this big time rapper, and it's not that you can't play in all the lanes and all the genres, because you can do whatever the fuck you want to. That's what artistry is about. But what we're not going to do is play in a big ass, like do all of these big pop songs and then come back trying to say you the princess of rap, a queen of rap, or like you just this big all time grand rap. Like, no, baby, you a pop star at that point. You done crossed over. It's not the same. And then at the same time, it's just like, you release these other songs. It did not catch. It did not hit. But bring up Nicki, then there's streams, then there's follows, then there's attention. And so now that you done dropped this track, because Nicki is going to respond. Nicki's going to respond. Ice Spice may not be at that level yet, so where she might write a little diss track or whatever, but Nicki is someone that you should be worried about, and she is going to respond. And Latto's ego is probably going to want to respond back, throw more subs, so more disses. And right now, I'm telling you, Latto, right now, you may have the eyes and the attention on you, but it's simply and solely because of Nicki Minaj. No one gave a damn about you before. No one is going to give a damn about you after. Once all of this trickles away and fades away, so will your influence, so will your impact, so will all of the clout that you have right now. And that is the problem, because you dug yourself into a hole to where if it's not about Nicki, or it's not about getting a pop star to influence, one of your records and going pop, like, the streets really are not checking for you. You had hella years in the game to try and break and become mainstream. I personally felt like you were already there, but you were obviously not at a point of a Cardi, of a City Girls. You know what I mean? Like of a hell, even the City Girls career ain't up there with Megan and Cardi, but like that's a whole different discussion. But still, like the culture at least loves Carisha. The culture still doesn't know who you are, Mulatto. Even after going from Mulatto to Big Lotto to Lotto, like the culture ain't fucking with you like that. Because if they were, they would have streamed your shit. You wouldn't have had to go to pop and then go pop again right after. So that brings me back to my point. It's like this new track is cute. It's cute. And I pray that I'm wrong. But I mean, time has shown that the culture ain't really fucking with you like that. And so most of the attention is going to come simply because of the beef and the smoke between you and Nicki. And so it's just like, what are you going to do after when all of that goes away and it's back to just simply Lotto? And now we got to focus on actual number sales and the actual music to have some sort of sustainability. What do we do then? Because again, you had all of that time since being on JD's show. You had Trina, like you collabing with these girls, you dropped hella mixtapes, you dropped 777, you got Lil Wayne on it, and the people still did not care. And like I asked earlier in the video, it's like colorism is a real thing, but you haven't even benefited from that yet. Ice Spice literally came and blew up on TikTok and came in out of nowhere. Like, and you tried to do the TikTok thing. And I was hoping it would have went somewhere. Again, I liked 777. Even with Willie, I thought that was a great TikTok song and it could have went somewhere, but Ice Spice came in, took over. She became the new light skin of the moment. And so now we find you scrambling to find a solution, to find some sort of wave of momentum. I just got to ask again, what's going against Nicki worth it? It's like Nicki even said herself, you go against Nicki, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. So I just hope that you know that once you get paid from this new song and all the streams and all the attention and whatnot, it's going to be time to pay it back. Because you go against Nicki, it's going to cost you. So you're going to get paid from this song, all right? And you're going to get your little streams and your dollars. But it's going to be time to pay. And Nicki is going to recoup every last goddamn dollar. So, I don't know. Y'all tell me down below. Was it fucking worth it? Was it fucking worth it? Was it worth it? Because, again, we can ride the wave. We can all of that right now. But I don't know, man. When Nicki respond, I don't want to hear nothing. Because these girls will sit and say all they want. Or, like, I don't understand why people do that in life. Like, if you don't want the bear to come out, then stop poking it. Stop poking it. Stop poking it. Leave them the fuck alone. Leave them the hell alone. If you know that you don't have the best of intentions, why even be around that lady? Why? And then y'all get mad. Like most of the time, niggas get mad because they don't get a fucking feature. Y'all get mad because you can't use her. And then what kills me is the fans in the general public act like y'all act like y'all do not understand why this lady be so fucking mad and why she's always yelling on Queen Radio. You act like you can't see or understand, like you're not in real life and niggas ain't trying to use you because you just got a new job or a new car and they want you to drive everywhere. Like, it's not that fucking hard to understand. Just human, regular fucking empathy. Like these people get around her, and when she doesn't act or give what they expect, then all of a sudden it's fuck Nicki. And then all of a sudden it's like the hate train starts back up. And then all of a sudden when she finally responds or subtweets or whatever, then it's, oh, you too old, bitch. Everybody's too old. Everybody older than 18, so everybody legal. Everybody older than 21 and old enough to drink, so they a fucking adult. If you can go to jail and get tried as a fucking adult, you automatically too old. So please cut it out. And like I said, when Nicki responds, because she will, it's not a matter of if, it's about when. When she does, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear shit. Because you're saying, oh, if it's up, then put it on the flow. Baby, it's going to be your wig that's on the flow when Nicki get done with you. That's what you're going to have to pick up. Your edges, your wig. The rest of the coins is in your purse. Because let's... Payback's a bitch. And I just hope you're ready when it's time to pay Nicki back. I don't know. Let me know what y'all thought about this down in the comment box below. Okay. Definitely subscribe to the Patreon. Stream the fucking music as if you give a goddamn. Okay. And I really keep forgetting my motherfucking outro. But child, it is what it is. This video was supposed to be 5 minutes and it's 40. I'll see you in the motherfucking next one.